top 10 most bizarre people in the world you won't believe actually exist. We may all live in a small world, but there is a huge variety of people living in it. Some poples are too different from most of us, suffering from strange medical conditions. People with the most rare diseases you will ever see, to people with the most odd habits you will ever see. Here are the top 10 most bizarre people in the world you won't believe actually exist. Tom Staniford. Tom Staniford lives with myelodysplastic paralochemic syndrome. MDP is an extremely rare metabolic disorder. Staniford is one of only 8 people in the world with MDP syndrome, which means that since the age of 12 he has been unable to store fat under his skin or even on the soles of his feet. He also has just 40% of the muscles of an average man and has poor hearing. Staniford also suffers from type 2 diabetes, a disease usually associated with obesity. Mikkel Ruffinelli. Mikkel Ruffinelli weighs a staggering 420 pounds, but what is even more mind-boggling is where she carries it. Because while she has a waist of 40 inches, Mikkel's hips have a circumference of 8 feet. Mikkel is only 5 feet, 4 inches tall, and when you look at her, it is amazing really that she can't walk at all. Her frame is so extreme that some people that watch her go by do not even believe that her body is natural, believing that she has had hip implants to create the shape that she has. Mikkel says that her entire female side of the family have always had big hips, including her mother and all of her aunts. Turtle Boy. Didier Montalvo is a boy from Colombia who was born with a medical disorder known as congenital melanocytic nevus or giant mole disease. Didier's mole was so big that it took up his entire back and posed such a health risk that it was either remove the mole or possibly suffer from a multitude of deteriorating health effects. Didier was able to undergo surgery, a special type of surgery that successfully separated him from his giant mole, allowing him to live a normal life, free from physical hindrances. Jose Mester. Jose Mester developed a huge facial deformity which started growing on his lips when he was 14. Over the years, this tumor grew to be over 5 kilograms in weight. It caused him to become blind in one eye and made it very hard for him to breathe, eat and sleep. In 2010, Jose traveled to Chicago to undergo 4 operations to remove his tumor and restore his facial features. The tumor mass was removed completely in the first operation, and the next 3 aimed to reconstruct the face. The operations were successful and Jose traveled back to Lisbon a few weeks after treatment. Pakur Apahanagandi. The 30-year-old became hooked on devouring non-edible objects after first developing the acquired taste when he was 10 years old. For 20 years he has consumed up to 3 kilos of debris a day, including mud and gravel. But despite his strange eating disorder thought to be caused by a condition called pica, he insists he hasn't suffered any ill effects. And he wants to use his strange eating habits to make some money for his family by traveling across India showcasing his talents. Panzianhug. Panzianhug was born in China with a rare genetic skin disease known as ichthyosis, after the ancient Greek word for fish. Most sufferers develop dry scaly skin across part of their body, but Pan's case is severe. His scales have affected the shape of his eyes, nose, mouth and ears, and they limit the movement of his arms and legs. The condition also means he's in constant pain and struggles to sleep at night because of the itching. The skin needs to be moisturized to prevent it from further drying out, which could cause the skin to crack, making it more prone to infection, which may be fatal. Human octopus. Rudy Santos, a 69-year-old from the Philippines, suffers from the ultra-rare condition known as Craniopragus parasiticus. He is the oldest person with this condition. Attached to Rudy's pelvis and abdomen are an extra pair of arms and a leg, which developed when his twin was absorbed into his body during pregnancy. Also connected to his body are an extra pair of nipples and an undeveloped head with an ear and hair. Dirtiest man. Somewhere deep within the dusty outskirts of Farish Band, Iran lives a muhajir who could easily be considered the dirtiest human alive. The 80-year-old man has not bathed himself once in more than 60 years. He lives completely alone, surrounded by garbage, dirt, and animal feces. His less than sanitary but simple life is completely by choice. He is dirty because he has refused to bathe, not because he does not have a way of cleaning himself. Super hands. One day while working at his chicken stall in Chiang Mai, a squirrel dropped a mango to a pot filled with boiling oil. The oil splashed all over him, but he found nothing happened to his skin, and so he discovered his talent. Now he holds the Guinness World Record for fried chicken picking. The Conehead. Nguyen Xuan Min was only 5 years old to the hospital in 2005. His unknown condition features an elongated head with bulging eyes, but has doctors baffled as to why. Most people believe that Nguyen is likely an unfortunate victim of the defoliant Agent Orange, which was used by American forces during the Vietnam War. Due to his parents' exposure to the chemical, Nguyen was born deformed and will likely live the rest of his life as such.
Subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Top 10 videos world.